Hey everyone, it's Honest Stewie here. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. And what a year this has been for comic book movies. Like, this is 2 for 2 so far. Technically 3, but I don't know if Thunderbolts is a comic or not. But I think it's based characters out of comics. I'll class it as a comic movie. Obviously Superman, and now we've got Fantastic Four first steps. I have to say, this has been a tough year with movies because at the beginning, I said Nosferatu was going to be the best movie of the year. And then I watched Sinners. Oh, in all fairness, nothing tops Sinners. I will admit that is hands down best movie of the year. But my second one, surprisingly, Superman and Fantastic Four, which is what we'll talk about now. I have to say it's a tough number 3, but like I say, I'll do a top movie of the year as it comes to an end, which is coming up quick. But and there's a lot to go over. But like I say, this is the review of Fantastic Four, the first steps, and I have to say, I want one of the robots. I want one of the robots. They are absolutely adorable, helpful, and smart too. Now, straight away, I'm going to delve into the cast because the characters. Obviously, we've got Norman Reed, we've got Sue Storm, we've got Sue Storm, we've got Johnny Storm, we've got Sue, I'm just going to call her Sue, and we've got the Thing. Now, it's very refreshing, this movie, because they get along. In the other movies, they never. This is going to be before I delve into this review. It's going to be spoiler free. There's going to be no spoilers in this. I'll warn you if I think there's going to be a spoiler, but it's not going to be a spoiler. I'm going to go, like I say, the characters get along because they do it really smartly with this movie. They sort of do similar to what Superman did, where we all know the origins, we all know how to get the powers, we all know where it comes from. We all know it's a space anatomy. You know, they go in space, anatomy, go to Earth, and have powers. And the first Fantastic Four, 2005, basically they were rejecting the powers, weren't they? They were wanting to turn human again. Sorry about this, my camera's really close and I don't know why. They wanted to turn themselves back human again, especially the Thing. Now, this is what I'm getting at with this movie. It's very refreshing to see them just accept the powers and actually like the powers they've got. Like, they actually, you know, they are the Fantastic Four that I grew up with. Like the cartoon, they never disliked the powers. They never wanted to get rid. They always were accepting of it and like, well, we can actually do good now and let's do it. And also, a character that really shines in this movie, I have to say, is Johnny Storm. And he's played by Eddie out of Stranger Things. And my God, like, he's a great actor anyway, but I was worried he was going to be like the sort of comic relief of the movie. Certain scenes he is, but no, he's actually a vital part of this movie. And there's a few times in this movie, now this isn't spoiling it, where I thought, oh, he's in trouble here. You know, like, obviously, you know, none of them, nothing's going to happen because there's a lot more to do with them. So, you know, none of them, straight up say this, none of them are going to die. That's not a spoiler saying this because we know it's a multiverse. We know they're just starting with it. You know, it'd be stupid to kill any of them off this early on. But there is a few scenes where you're like, ooh. But I knew that wasn't going to happen. And obviously we all know the two villains in this that stand out. I'm going to call her Silver Surfer and Galactus. Amazing. I love Galactus. Honestly, when it comes to the comics, Fantastic Four comics, even the last one they did with Silver Surfer, the second one, just Galactus is so cool for a villain. Yet he's so menacing at the same time because it's hunger. We all know anyway. He destroys the planets to feed, basically. And it's just, you know, it's vice versa. She picks what planets. The only argument I can give this movie is she doesn't give a reason why she picked Earth. Usually she'll say why she picked Earth. We all know why. We can all get our heads around stuff. But she didn't give any reason. She just said, oh, I picked it. Which is good, you know, good in a way. But anyway, I can nitpick a little things. The main thing I want to get at with this movie, like I said, this is set very 70s, futuristic 70s style. And the look of it is nice and refreshing. I know we're going on this 80s route. This is 70s, but it's modern 70s, which you buy that they have the best equipment going. Like the I need to call them Fast and Furious. Do you know why I'm thinking Fast and Furious? Because Sue, the Invisible Woman, she was out of Fast and Furious. She was out the Fast and Furious 5, part 1. Ugh. Whenever we're getting part 2, I do not know. Oh, it's 8. Oh, it's 8, in it? Part 2. Whenever that comes out. Anyway, she's in them. I'm glad she's out of that because she has so much potential, which just movie shows. Like I say, I'm going to get into the universe first for you. So pretty much it's the 70s mixed in with the future. And again, it's really cool and viable because we've got Norman Reed, one of the smartest men alive there. You buy that they'd have a floating car, a very high-tech building, all this high-tech equipment. It basically is only in their bit. Like some of the stuff, like the cops, obviously he's helped the cops out. The cops are flying cars. And there's a few things, but you can see it's very Norman Reed who's done it, which I think is amazing. It really shows how he's changed the world in a way, which is what we want to see. And then it shows that Sue's a politician and Johnny is Johnny. He's very smart though, and the thing is just helping people out as he goes along. To be honest, the thing really does stand out in this movie because he's not rejecting what he is for once. He's already got past that because it's been 4 years, and he's amazing, to be honest with you. He's great. I've always liked him. I just didn't like how much he wanted to be human again in the original 2005 Fantastic Four. I felt it was a bit too too far with turning them back human. I sort of would have liked them to be like, no, we've got what we've got. Let's make a difference like they are in this. Let's make a difference. Granted, this is 4 years. They might have already gone through that. And it's a different universe too. One thing I will say to you is, there's no Doctor Doom in this. I thought he would pop up. This isn't a spoiler. He's not in this. Now, for the story, it's about family. It's about the bond between them four. And it's amazing chemistry, amazing bond. Already, and they've got a young'un coming along, she's pregnant, which is great. That sets up for, they're a functional family. They had the baby, and that was it. And they were still fighting crime like they were. It'd be a perfect movie, and I'd still watch it. I'd watch it just for the bond between them four. Now, this is the bit I'm getting into where I think a little bit, not nitpicking, but something with Doctor Doom, in regards of Doctor Doom. Now, I'm always with the 2005 one. There goes my voice again. 2005, he went in space with him. He was Norman Reed's best friend. Now in this, the Thing is Norman Reed's best friend. Johnny Storm's his brother-in-law, and she's his wife. Now, that's amazing. They're a proper family. And it feels really wholesome and nice. And you've got the robots. The robots are absolutely adorable. I know I mentioned this before. They're so adorable, the robots. And one of them swears, but because it's their own language, you can't quite get it. But it honestly says, right near the end, it swears. I think it swears throughout. Anyway, they're really cute little helpers. And like I say, Doctor Doom, going back to Doctor Doom, he's usually a big part of it in general, of sort of resenting Reed and blaming them for what's happened. Now, granted, this may have already happened in the previous 4 years, but there's no mention of him, and it's like he doesn't exist in that universe. It's like, I won't get into any spoilers, don't worry. But it's like he's not there. But the movie doesn't need him. I just feel for Fantastic Four, I would have liked to have seen him there. A version on their universe of Doctor Doom. Because we all like Doctor Doom. He's a cool anti-hero. I call him anti-hero. Anti-villain, I'd say. He's more villain than hero, but he's got morals, so to speak. Like I say, straight up, I'll tell you, he's not in the movie. Now, that's not a bad thing. It doesn't make the movie bad. It doesn't take anything away from the movie. I just think they could have. I know why they haven't, because it's different. It's a different Fantastic Four. Arguably, in my opinion, the best when it comes to the bond. And the story. The story's great. Again, though, it's another world's going to get destroyed, let's save the Earth. They barely do it. Not a spoiler. It's Galactus. What's going to happen. So I'm going to get into a few bits of the movie that I really liked. Obviously, I've gone over the family bond of it. The action scenes now, I'm going to let you know, this isn't what I'd class as an action movie. So, for Fantastic Four, my only argument with this movie, my only, I say, gripe, maybe it's because I watched Superman a couple of, like a month before it. No, a month before it. Maybe it's because that was action-packed. Still had story though, still had moments, but it was very action-packed. Not complaining, it was amazing. That's why it comes above it. This, for me, lacked with the action. There's a montage at the beginning, but you don't really see them do anything. You don't really see, the only person you truly see using the powers in the movie is Sue and Johnny. You don't really see Norman Reed stretching. You do as he's writing, and in certain scenes you see bits, and you see a little montage at the beginning of villains to fought, which I think they should have showed a proper fight with one of them, just to sort of show you it's cool to see them fight. But I get it, they're building up to the end, and even at near the end where they're going to fight the big bad, it doesn't last that long, obviously. A Galactus fight with Galactus isn't going to last long. So I understand that. But again, there's no little villains for them to fight, because Galactus doesn't need anyone but, himself. And this is me. I'm not spoiling it, don't worry. And Silver Surfer, obviously we all know. There's no way, like there is a fight scene at the beginning. Well, I say beginning. This might be midway. It went that quick. That's how good the movie was. It flew by the time. 2 hours felt like that, honestly. When I do have a little fight with her, it's good, it's great, but you have to bail. It doesn't last very long, and it's back to the story. But that's why this works, because the story's strong, and the bond is strong, and the chemistry's there with the cast. Like I say again, it didn't need a load of action. It's just for Fantastic Four. I'm always used to a lot of action in a Fantastic Four movie, and it is, at the end of the day, a superhero movie. We need to see what they're capable of, so to speak. So that's my only little gripe with this movie, is there wasn't enough action in it, in my opinion. But the story was there, which held it together. And like I said, I would have been very happy at just being them four trying to cope with a baby in their life. And this isn't a spoiler here, but it's basically they've gone like The Incredibles. So we all know we've got Invisible Girl. You could arguably say Johnny Storm's Flash, because he goes quick. You could say, only he can't fly. Obviously, The Rock's Mr. Incredible's the Thing, and then we've got Elastigirl, which I think's really funny. Imagine Pedro Pascal in a tight suit like that. And again, great. Speaking of Pedro Pascal, I knew he's amazing anyway, but he's a fantastic Norman Reed. Like, he's got the moustache, because usually he's clean shaved, but even with the moustache and a little bit, it suits the timeline. It suits what they're going for, and he's not he is smart, but he's not overly smart either. They all have flaws in a way. You can see they've had flaws, so to speak, this is the key word I'm using here, because it's 4 years ahead, which I think works great. But again, I think it should have showed a few more action scenes. Even if they're just taking down petty criminals, it just would be cool to see how they coordinated a fight between them. Because it looks like a lot of the fights to go off and do their own thing, which, you would do, because you only need one of them to take down human enemies. But there was a few monsters that came into it, and a few enemies at the comics in the montage that I spotted. I would have liked to have seen them fight them, instead of it just being skipped through a montage. I'm not a montage fan in movies anyway. The worst ones in movies, this is just a gripe, thrown in a gripe here. Movies, montages, I can't stand the news segment ones. I can't stand it. It skips, when it skips through the channel and it's spoon feeding you stuff that's going on in the world that you just want to find out yourself. You don't want some corporate guy in a suit telling you, oh, there's a big villain coming, oh, the Fantastic Four did this and they did that, It's just a bit, go away with you. I'm watching a movie to get away from politics. Don't pull politics back in my face. Anyway, Fantastic Four, on the other hand, does have a suited guy, but it's very 70s and it's a show, which is great. And like I say, the future for this is going to be great. Arguably better than Thunderbolts, I'd say. Definitely better than Thunderbolts with characters. I'm not saying the Thunderbolt characters were bad. The characters are what made it. But some of the actions Thunderbolts did, i.e. killing off Taskmaster, potential it had, wasn't really there. Maybe they're going to build something in the future and we'll actually get a legit Taskmaster. Again, poor actress, because she's an amazing actress. I can't get over that, because she's great. She's amazing. I don't want to play as Taskmaster. Anyway, in this, all's good. We're all good. Silver Surfer, I've heard, and I noticed it with the movie myself. I watched a review, because I was like, I can't be the only one who notices this. But she looks great. She has a half-hearted backstory. You only see a little bit of a backstory. It felt like they wanted to add more fleshed out Silver Surfer, like with a planet and why she joins Galactus. Because it's like Johnny's been listening to a language for a while and can speak a language. It felt like they wanted something between them, some chemistry between them. That didn't happen. Either it was cut out for time-saving reasons, or they just decided against it, but to keep, obviously, the meaningful clips in. Now, I'm not that bothered by that, but I just felt maybe it would have been too much because we got enough story going on with M4, and you got the young'un coming, Jack. That's what I called him. It's Franklin, but I called him Jack. Now, it's really good and really clever how to use the baby, because there's always a trope. There's always a big bad that either wants to hurt Bab, or in this case, kidnap Bab. But in this movie, it's done right. And yeah, I won't say any more because I don't want to spoil it for you. But it's an amazing movie. Definitely worth watching at the cinemas. This is the packed cinema as well. It was amazing. And like I say, props to Marvel. The back. This is the Marvel that I wanted. You know, this is the Marvel we've missed, where stuff actually makes sense. Where you look at it and you go, I believe a character would do that. That's in their character, that. Not, oh God, that's out of character, like lately. Like, the big bad in this, let's face it, Galactus, it's Galactus. There's no way, and we know this, that they're going to hand-to-hand defeat him. I.e., they're not going to knock him out. There's none of that. You know that's not going to happen. This is where Ant-Man went wrong with Khan. There was zero chance that ants, now it could be any bug, it's not just me saying ants, it could be any, let's say, hero army. It could be Wakanda. Let's say Wakanda. They're amazing, they're high tech. There is no way an army of them, army of ants, would defeat Khan. Shows him at the beginning, he explodes, and obviously the trope of Khan made it so it was his outfit he wore had the power instead of him, and anyway, enough of that. Here, the villain is menacing. He's not dumbed down. He is tired and done, which is Galactus anyway, and adds a little trope in the movie that I won't spoil, but yeah, it makes for a really good heart-touching story, and it really makes you root for them to sort of, you're rooting for them to win, but you also understand the dread that's coming, because obviously there's nothing you can do to stop him. He's going to come to Earth, like he's coming quick to Earth, like they're doing a thing to stop him. I'll just say that. I won't say what thing they're going to do to stop him, but Norman Reed does Norman Reed stuff. We get Reed's even. We get sort of to see just how menacing he is. He is quick. For a big, huge god, he is big. He's quick. And you really feel the force behind him. It's great, and the voice actor for it is amazing. Absolutely amazing. He is smashing it, and I can't wait to see what the future brings for the Fantastic Four. Finally. Woohoo! Stick around to his end credits. There's one, and there's one right at the end of the credits. I will let you know the right at the end of the credits one. It's just a goofy one. It's not a serious one. Because I was waiting for a little next big bad. Oh, God, again? Oof. Ooh. Oh, I think I'll end the video on that note. Anyway, big bad. See, it made me nervous. See, I got excited. The next big bad we don't see really, which is good. More mystery that way. Anyway, I'd go and watch it. And by the way, quick thing near the end of here, Pedro Pascal's fine. Enough with that stuff. You know that it's all inside jokes, right? Like him and Willem Dafoe get along like that. And people are trying to say, oh, I was out of line when he did that. No, he wasn't. That's Pedro Pascal. Like, honestly, he's worked with Mandalorian. He's worked with women, all his movies. It's just the way he is. And she's just as bad. Just off camera. Anyway, Pedro Pascal, top guy. More Mando, please. Grogu. Right, if you've liked the video, subscribe, leave a like, and I'll do some more reviews. Probably weapons next. Hell yeah, baby.